What is going on, my dudes? So today's a special day because we're going to be taking a ride to BMW of San Diego because I'm reviewing their BMW R9T Scrambler, and on the way there I thought I'd talk about something that I get questioned a lot on. Will I ever upgrade to the V2? And that's a topic that keeps coming up, and that's going to be the focus of today's discussion and today's vlog. But before we get there, we need to fill up with some gas because my baby is a little bit low on gas. As you can see, the light is on right now. But honestly, I'm quite excited to be riding the BMW R9T. Alright, so the big question is, what's a better bike? Is the 959 a better bike? Or is the V2 a better bike? Well, I've had experience with both. I own the 959, I'm riding it right now. Fantastic bike. And I've ridden the V2 numerous times. I've done a review of the V2, as well as the V4 and the V4R and a whole bunch of other things. So I have the entire gamut of the Ducati Panigale series in my experience arsenal. I kind of have a good understanding of all the bikes, and I can tell you one thing: I love my 959. It has not all the electronics that the V2 has, but it's got the electronic braking control, the engine braking control. It has the Ducati traction control. It's got ABS. It's got multiple levels of everything, just like the Ducati V2 does. But it's a bike that has been around since 2016, and it is kind of outdated compared to the V2. The V2's got a couple more bells and whistles, which I'll get to in a second. But the 959 variant that you're looking at, which is the Corsa model right now, this is the most updated variant. It's a 2019 model, and it's got the Corsa suspension. So I'm not going to compare the V2 to this bike because this bike is probably in a different class. This is a Corsa model, Olin suspension, lighter battery pack, the MotoGP livery, blah blah blah, etc, etc. I've done a review of this bike, but you could definitely check that out. It'll definitely give you more information. We're not going to get too much into it into this video. But that being said, the 959 has got a design that's very appealing. And in my opinion, it's a little bit more appealing than the V2. I like the fairings of the 959 better than I like the V2. And as far as style is concerned, as far as beauty is concerned in general, it's very subjective. So this is my opinion, completely my opinion. We could put two people together and we're going to have different opinions, and that's completely okay. So this, as far as my opinion is concerned, I like the looks of the 959 better than I do of the V2. Now where the V2 shines is that it's got the electronic suite from the V4. Now we're talking about a bike that is MotoGP derived. Handling wise, it is impeccable. It's one of those super bikes that took a very long time to make. The Ducati brand and Ducati bikes in general have been race bikes for as long as Ducati has been around. So their street versions are race bikes for the street. And that being said, the Ducati V2 is probably a bike that will outperform this bike and run circles around it at the track. It definitely performs better than a 959 does, and it's got more electronics and gizmos than the 959 does. We're talking about stability control, we're talking about the traction control, we're talking about the engine braking control, we're talking about slide control and wheelie control. But those things aside, one thing that shines more than anything else on the V2 is the quick up and down shifter. So if you're like me and you prefer the looks of the 959 better, but you're more interested in riding a bike that's more comfortable, which the V2 is definitely more comfortable than the 959, and you want quick up and down shift, because let me tell you something, it is butter. Butter. Let's pass these guys. V2 has got a butter quick shifter. Man, that thing is just gold. So the big question now is, which bike should you choose? So here's the downside of the 959. The downside of the 959 is that it only has quick upshift. It does not have quick downshift. And it doesn't have the LCD screen that the V2 does. The 4.2 inch or 4.3 inch, I forgot what it is exactly, the color LCD and the electronic suite of the V4 is just butter. It's very, very gadget, and I love that. It's very trick. All the components are amazing, and it's a lot better. It's more comfortable. So the 959 doesn't have that. What the 959 does have are two things. Number one, once again, my opinion. I'm not saying this is a fact. It's just my opinion. The 959 just looks better. It has better fairings, better styling. I think they took the V2 and they just made it a complete replica of the V4, and I think they could have done a better job of giving it some unique styling, but they didn't go that route. But that's okay, because some people don't want the V4 because it's got too much power for the street, and I completely understand that. And they just want something that's rideable and more manageable for the street, and that's where the V2 shines. So, and the other thing with the 959 that I want to point out is that right now you're going to buy it at a great discount. By the way, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, this would be a great time to subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more great content coming. And if you haven't given this video a like, now is a great time to give the video a like. It tells the algorithms that I'm doing a wonderful job, so it shows this video to many other people. So the more people watch it, the better for me and better for you, because I make these videos so people can watch them. So the more the merrier, right? Everybody wins at the end. And also, I'm going to be creating videos for my Patreon page. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, make sure to check out my Patreon page and support me if you'd like, if you have the means for it. I know we live in dark, unprecedented times, so if you can afford a couple bucks, cool with me. If you can't, other ways to support me are subscribing to my channel, giving videos a like, leaving comments, etc., etc. But going back to what I was talking about, the 959 is at a discount right now, and that is the upside to the 959. The upside is two things. Number one, it looks better, my opinion, once again, and number two, you're going to buy it at a discount. So there have been reports that the 959 is getting cheaper and cheaper because the economy is just tanking. So you can look for discounts right now. I've heard from a couple of my subscribers that you can buy a V2 right now out the door for about $17,500. They are getting cheaper as well, but everything is getting cheaper in this market. So if you shop around, you might come around to some good deals. So now here's the big question. If you already have a 959, should you get a V2? Well, I'm not really sure if you're going to be upgrading that much. I mean, are you really going to be using all the bells and whistles? If you're a racer and you're going to buy the bike primarily for the track, yes, the V2 is a better bike. But if you're going to buy it for the street, I'm not sure if spending the extra $5,000 is probably going to be worth it for you. For that kind of money, you can get a used V4. But once again, if it's too much power for you for the street, then maybe opting for a V2 is probably a better deal for you. And if you like the styling of the V2 better than the 959, once again, it's subjective, you can go for the V2. So if you're starting out brand new to the Panigale series and you don't have any experience with the Panigale bikes, which one should you get? Well, in that case, the roles are probably reversed. If you have the means for it, I would definitely go for the V2. It is a better bike, I'll be honest with you. It's a bit more money. It's about $5,000 more than you would probably find at a comparable 959 price, but it is a lot of bike for the money. So I would definitely get a V2 if I was starting out brand new. But once again, if you don't have the means for it, that might be difficult for you. So the 959 might be your best choice. But if you do have the means for it and you're starting out from scratch, then I would definitely choose the V2. And with that said, let's conclude this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, give this video a like. There's a lot more stuff coming, and I hope you like the quality of my new GoPro camera and the sound quality. Let me know in the comments description if you think this sounds good, if you think the quality's better, and which bike would you choose? Would you choose the 959 or would you choose the V2? And check this out, perfect timing. We are at BMW, and I think I just passed it. Alright, this might be a good place to do a U-turn. If you haven't checked out BMW Motorcycles of San Diego, definitely recommend you check these guys out. Owner's name is Gary. What a nice guy he is, giving me the opportunity to ride this fabulous bike. Alright guys, over and out. I'll see you soon.